Hey guys, Thomas from Team Sakurasou here, coming at you guys with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Mark Watch today. And not only do we have buyouts, but we have some other interesting cards that we got to go over. But before that, we do have a giveaway. I will be giving away a Ultra Knight Ultra Mama Apollosa. These are about roughly $6, maybe $7 right now. If you want to win this card, all you have to do is be subscribed, so go check, because YouTube likes to unsubscribe people. I've had multiple comments about it. Same with notifications. Make sure to smash that like button as well. So be subscribed, hit the like button, and let me know in the comment section below what I'm going over next Market Watch, or how. Usually ask how your day was. How about a question for me or the channel? Could be Yu-Gi-Oh! Related, could not be Yu-Gi-Oh! Related, because I will be doing a Q&A for 4,000 subscribers. Probably going to do a cool giveaway for that too, so don't worry if your question's not answered in the description, in the comment section below. Might be answered at a later, most likely it's going to be answered at a later date, because I want to get some really good questions for that. If you're buying any cards off TCG Player, please use my affiliate link down in the description below. Helps out the channel to no additional cost to you. I will be announcing the giveaway in about 2 weeks, the Dark Magician Girl sleeves and the Droll. I'm probably going to announce in the next couple days, so keep an eye on the community tab, because that's where I announce my giveaway winners. Thank you to my YouTube channel members. If you guys want to send me anything to open up on my live streams, I do have my P.O. box in the description below. I've gotten 2 people sending me stuff within the last month, and they were both really, really awesome. So thank you to those 2. And we're just going to get right into it. So usually I say a I told you so, but I'm going to say a we told you so for Tribute Lanius, because some of you also brought this to my attention after I said, hey, remember when these were $30 to $40 for a singular copy? Yeah, OG's at $1. Go grab these as a penny stonk. Now, there was a Kashtira build last format with Raidraptors that actually got some decent traction and even got I think 1 or 2 top 32s. And you guys were telling me about that. And right now, yeah, you have them for like one here for 5. But if you go for verified here, and you want to go near mints, right? You got one cheap copy here for 5, which isn't too bad. You have me here for 9, $10, 12, and then going up to 36. Even when you go light play, I mean, yeah, you have it doubles in copies, but not by too much. If you got this at $1, and let's say you saw at the lowest here, which is 5, which realistically this copy is probably going to be gone by the time I'm done recording this video, or like an hour or 2 afterwards. Hey, you made your money, and quite a bit for a penny stonk. Realistically, these going to 7, 8, that's really good. That is extremely good. I thought that Kashtira could have gone to this build with the ban list. I think the hits were more odd rather than hurting the deck, besides the Arise Heart hit, and Diabolus was just kind of a nice card to have. Raidraptor, Tribute Lanius, Ghost right now, these are actually spiking up to about $1. These were always around roughly $1 anyway. And I said, this is not bad, but there's no reason to get these over the original back then. So if you're looking to play that build, or you want to try that build out, and you don't feel like spending extra money for literally a different Ultra, because they're both Ultra reprints, I don't blame you for getting the $1 version. Not at all. But I will say the Wing Raiders Ultra does look a lot nicer compared to the Ghost. I happen to have both copies. Number 11, Big Eye, Ultimate Rare. Now, this went up because of Kashtira and then went right back down to about $108. Now, this card was around 70, 75. 108 is not bad at all for this card. If you guys were looking at this card for Kashtira back when it first got bought, and you're like, yeah, I can't spend $200+ on this, because it was like lowest 175, highest around 220, 240. I would probably say right now is kind of the time to soup this card up, because you guys have to also remember that this is not just using Kashtira, but this is also used in Dragon Ruler format, as well as it is the highest rarity number card for number 11, being a Astro Pack ulti, aka OTS/Tournament Pack ulti, however you want to see it. Also helps because these are very scarce here. These happen to repopulate the market again, because in Kashtira ultimately it was somewhat optional. Now with Diabolos out of the picture, I would definitely see no reason to not have this card, because this was definitely teetering on your 16th card. Like, oh, I would have played number 11, but I just value the other 15 cards more. If we add up to, say, if I had to remove Diabolos, or I had to remove one, it would be for Big Eye. Well, I see a few players doing that. We're actually getting a couple sales here roughly in the last 2 weeks. A couple more here. Nothing crazy, but this is a card that's always going to be a slow burner, regardless if it's used in the meta or not. So if you want to get this card, it's not bad at 100A. It's way less than it was. And if you got them at 75 and you just felt like, or 73, you always felt like holding them, well, I mean, the price stabilized at 108, 110, so you still had an overall $35 gain, basically double. And I still think this is quite low. Want to look at OGs here. OG is about $20 to $2, 20 for light play unlimited. That's not bad per se, but first editions here are about 29, 30. Now these were selling for upwards of 40 to 50 back with the Castera hype, and I like to go over cards after they got bought out. This isn't bad. I mean, it's the second highest rarity. It's also the original print here. Some people also don't like ultis. If you don't want to get an ulti because it's too rich for your blood, but you still want this card, hey, the secret's a little cheaper for your first editions than it was. I would still recommend the ulti however. But if you happen across a deal, like someone has a first ed and, you know, it's near mint and they're like, hey, bro, I'm willing to let go for, say, 25, you know, not a bad idea. Shooting Quasar Dragon here from Shonen Jump magazine. Now, this is one of my top 10 favorite cards from 5Ds, and I'm really hoping the Jack Atlas support, like the Resonator support, is able to indirectly buff the Shooting Quasar deck, because it is absolutely a deck that I've been wanting to take to locals for a long time, just to mess around, have some fun, because it's a very fun deck, and was actually not that bad of a deck when it came out. And I always love looking at this card because I always feel like it's undervalued. And today, right now, they're about, yeah, 20 for lightly played, way too cheap. $27, going up to 40 though. So this is a card that always kind of goes up and down. I mean, we got a light play that sold yesterday here, but again, it is a slower burner, but I feel like this is one of the synchro jump cards that always went to the moon. Now, granted, I think that this card needs a reprint since the only printing it had, even though it was a promo, was still way too long ago being in the 5Ds collection. And I believe that's around $3 or $4 right now. It used to be like dollars and stuff like that. 33 listings too. Like, people would rather have this ultra rare than the jump one, just because this looks really cool. And it's more of a want, not a need for a lot of players. So when you give them two ultra rares, one that's high rarity and one that's less, with such a massive price difference, they're going to go for the dollar version, especially when Shooting Quasars were 30 compared to the reprint being like $1. Yeah, $3 over here. And going up to fours. And I remember one of my old teammates, one of my old buddies here, this was his favorite card. And I remember when we got for like $100 and we tried playing around with it, making decks with it. I think I was in middle school, so this was half my life ago, guys. And it really brings me back to a whole complete different time of the world. So I always love looking at this card. Red Supernova Dragon, Ghost of the Past here. These are about $3.50 going up to $4. This was, believe it or not, one of the chase cards of Ghost of the Past, if you guys remember that. Now, with the Resonator support, this card could see more play, depending on if they can incorporate this consistently in the new build. And there's not a better card to go for, because this being a 12-star, this is going to be what you obviously end on. You're not just going to, like, link this away or something. But it's not bad, because when your opponent activates a monster, activates an effect, or your opponent's monster declares an attack, which is really good because it's really hard not to trigger because of the attack. You could bash this card and then bash all cards your opponent controls. And then you could special summon this bash card, which is really cool. Your opponent doesn't get those cards either. It's a pretty big beat stick, all that. And it can be destroyed by card effects. It's a pretty good boss monster. To be honest with you here, it's really, really good. I would have loved to see if this card was in, like, released back in like 2010 or something. Like, this was a Stardust or Star Strike Blast secret rare for some odd reason, and people just started trying to mess around with it. I'd love to see that. Tuning ultis, these are about 150 here for light play. Near mints are about 151 going up to 168. What was that, mod play for? Oh, if that was a mob play for $75, I mean, that's half of a light play, and if it's not that noticeable, that wouldn't have been too bad. Now, this card obviously went up to the moon here. I don't think it's going to sell for $2,000, but it's the generic searcher for a Synchron tuner, and that just might stack your grave with a mill, which is really, really good here. So, cool looking card. I will also say that the light plays and near mints are probably going to be roughly the same, only because this card's so old that it's going to be VLP no matter what at this point. Like, I don't think there's going to be a near mint that's not in a case. Dark Resonator DT here. This is just a Resonator Dark level 3 Synchro. These are 50 cents. Will this make it to the final Jack Atlas build? I have no idea. But they're 26 listings. If you want this card just because, hey, it's one of Jack Atlas's Synchro, probably most famous tuners, 50 cents. You can't really go wrong. Creation Resonator here. If you control face-up level 8 Synchro monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, right? So this helps kind of start ranking up and laddering up here. They're like $3 here. This card used to be like $8 to $10 for a long time, even though it has the reprint from, I think, Legendary Collection 5Ds. And these were about the same price here. So this card doesn't get a reprint, and it's good to have. I could see this being like a $10 to $15 common again. Dark Resonator Germans here. People like their nice little ultras. These are like $6, 7, 8. I'd rather just have an English DT for 50 cents and just grab those rather than this. Just my opinion. The Resonator calls here, about cents here, about dollars. I think that's a very fair price for this card, to be honest with you here. Now I'm going to look at some cheeks here because your boy Horny. Zero, the Flashing Mage Warrior from Force of Will here. Now, I actually have this promo card because I like Force of Will's artwork like so much. I really loved this game. And this was one of the promo cards. And just look at those cheeks, man. Absolutely gorgeous. Kind of looks like Mona from Genshin Impact in a way. I remember getting this for $15 and being like, I'm just going to keep this because I absolutely love it. Right now, they're about $45, $50 here. And they sell a little bit here. So, yeah. Nice little cheeks over here. Back to the market watch. Red Nova Dragon here. Ultimate rare. Want to look at this again here. Just near mint lightly played. 40 going up to like 50. Again, these copies at 40 are very, very cheap here. This card is seeing a little bit of movement in June. I mean, 3 copies sold. Card to keep an eye on because this won't survive a buyout. You got ultras rares here at about, 6, 7s. Actually, if you go near mint lightly played, this has 12 listings. It's actually really, really bad. I mean, I think these were like 4s when we covered them earlier. Yeah, there was a couple copies for 4s, but it looks like those sold. Scarlet, Red Dragon, Archfiend. We want to take another look at this card because this card gets bought in and out. Like, this card's been bought out, I think, 4 or 5 times at this point. Probably around, maybe even around 6 here. And you have your Unlimiteds for 65, which is like, okay, cool. Your first at life plays 86, not that bad. 92, $100, going up to 115 here. 133. So this card's kind of sold back down. Just can't get bought out to the $200, $300 mark yet. I think people would rather just sell it and have the ulti maybe. Because the ulti, I have to admit, is one of the probably the best looking Arc 5 ulti out there. Because I believe this is a Dimension of Chaos is Arc 5 since, it has pendulums, all that. Ultis are about 55 for unlimited. First sets are about 56. Yeah, you're just going to get first sets over here for about $60. Just a gorgeous looking card. It's one of the ultis I'm definitely looking for. I used to have one in my collection. Ended up getting rid of it because there was something else I wanted more at the time. This was years back actually. And yeah, I should have got back, I guess. Should have got a playset. Secrets are about, well, you have an unlimited for $8 here. Which then first sets go for 16. So if you want one for half off, it's unlimited, but $8. Very, very gorgeous carded secret rare as well. Then you have the first, mega packs here for about 5s, I think, right? So much just really is. For first editions. 5s going up to 6s. Not bad. I mean, I'll be honest with you. If you want like a budget version that looks great, hey, the secret rare is not that bad. Blaze Wing Butterfly. So apparently, this got bought out because Geminis are now an Edison deck, which is really funny how we look back at older formats and find ways to break cards. Now, right now, these are about 20 for light plays, 30 for near miss. I ended up seeing this a mob play for $10, and that was the only listing back when I was doing my live stream. So I was sitting here like, what an idiotic buyout. I still think this is stupid. I mean, I understand that if you attach Edison to a high rarity card, it goes to the moon. But, I mean, like, the people who are interested in this deck, I feel like are just going to get the super rares for 20, 30 cents. Like, this is definitely the one high rarity card where I just skip it. Like, completely and utterly. I don't think this is going to stick. Now, Gemini Spark, on the other hand, this is a card that I went over. I say, hey, Supers are $1 just in case we get Gemini support, because the OCG wanted to give us a Gemini structure deck at one point. It just was not received well. So I was like, I feel like they might just start giving us new Gemini cards, as well as, we have Hero Beatdown, which it uses Gemini, Alias with Gemini Spark as an older format deck, right? I gave you guys a few more reasons, but I guess them cracking Edison even further was the reason this card went up. And it's $8-9 for near mints here. I mean, we already know this because I went over it multiple times. You got your comments like 350 here. Turtle packs are like 6. First editions of these are, let's see here. Funny enough, I actually had quite a few comments of this card. Yeah, about 450. Yeah, not bad for first edition. Remember, Stardust Overdrive for first edition is a lot more rare. And then we have Chaos Angel. I want to go over this very, very quickly before I end the Mark Watch. I uploaded Stellar Knight deck profile, so if you have not seen it, go check that out. I was going to give you guys a Mark Watch yesterday, but then I was like, I always give you guys 2 Market Watches a week with a live stream anyway. So I'll probably just give you guys a Market Watch Friday/Saturday. Give you guys a Stellar Knight profile today since I got the thumbnail a lot earlier. So go check that out. Hit the like button of that, all that. And remember, if you guys want to win this beautiful Apollosa, make sure to smash that like button, be subscribed, and leave a comment letting me know what I'm going over in the next Mark Watch, like buyouts. I love it when you guys alert me of that, or what you're doing this weekend. And yeah, please use my link down in the description below. Helps out the channel to no additional cost to you. And we're just going to go see what these are. So these are about 65 here. It's a nice thing for the Punk engine, I'll tell you that. I felt like this card at 40 was way too low. That's why when I ended up having to buy these for a bigger percent, but lower than the amount, because I remember when these were roughly around 40, I was like, I'm just going to offer, get these, see if I can get them for 30. And that's what I ended up doing. But I just felt like it was too low. So I'm like, let me see what these do right now. And lo and behold, $65 over here. It is a card that people are splashing in. It's not broken per se, but this is like the new extra deck synchro that we get to play with for a little bit that doesn't include, like, I don't know, branded or bestial. So leave a like. Well, it's going to involve a bestial if you sink into it, but you guys get the point here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this Market Watch. If you did, do all the above, smash like, blah, blah, blah. Thank you to all my YouTube channel members. If you guys want to support the channel in any way, shape, or form, being a channel member definitely does help. I also have all my socials in the description below. I will see you guys in the next video. Maybe I'll upload tomorrow, maybe I won't. Peace.